Hello and welcome. My name is A Cozy Curiosity, and today we are going to be discussing the dynamics between Charlastor, Radio Bell, whatever you want to call it. It is the pairing between Charlie and Alastor from Hazbin Hotel. You ready?
Without Alastor, we wouldn't have been able to pretty it up this much.
Charlie has a very unique vision. I am happy to fulfill her bizarre requests. Do we have a deal?
I say, hello, Satan. I believe it is time to go.
Good girl. A smile is a valuable tool, my
Me and
dear.
the devil
You're the one in control.
walking side by side.
We have a job to do. You with us?
Me and the devil.
All right, jelly beans, we are going to go over Charlie and Alastor within the canon. We're going to go over their scenes and why I think they are integral to the story of Hazbin Hotel and the themes. I will also be going over the Fanon, and we'll discuss why people ship them. Before I get started, let me make abundantly clear I respect the canon. I respect the creator. This is just a silly opinion piece of me going into my own hyperfixations. Shipping should not be a war. Shipping is just appreciation of the characters that are created. We respect the shippers of all kinds.
You better show some respect.
And bullying over a fictional character is really dumb. So don't do that. Don't be that person because
Because your moves are weak.
I figured I should start at the beginning, which is the YouTube original pilot of Hazbin Hotel that introduced the majority of us to the show, the characters itself. I really enjoyed kind of the slow learning of what world we're in, what's going on. However, the climax was the first interaction between Charlie and Alastor when she opens and slams the door in the radio demon's face. That is when the intrigue, the tension, everything that it was building up to just clicks.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Just clicks. And what an entrance. What a hell of an entrance. Like, that stayed with me for years to come because of how iconic it was.
May I speak now?
You may.
Alistair, pleasure to be meeting you, sweetheart. Quite a pleasure. Excuse my sudden visit, but I saw your fiasco on the picture show, and I just couldn't resist. What a performance! Why, I haven't been that entertained since the stock market crash of 1929. So many orphans.
Obviously, Alastor's presented as the foil to Charlie. They are contrasting characters. Their motives are entirely different. One is what we would consider unselfish.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
The other is very self-serving and selfish.
I'm an agent of chaos.
Charlie is the optimist who's like, it can be done. Alastor is straight up like, nah, they're gonna fail and I'm going to enjoy seeing them fail. This is a perfect, interesting dynamic that us as shippers or non-shippers enjoy. It's great storytelling.
Yes, exactly.
So my original thoughts on the narrative of their relationship is that these two are the main characters. This is going to be the conflict through all the seasons. We were going to see these characters either kind of be more of an Alastor point of view or even be a Charlie point of view, but they're not willing to admit that. And even a more interesting take is who's going to influence who between Charlie and Alastor. Most of the people at this hotel at this point, yeah, they're sinners, but they do have redeemable qualities. Alastor, on the other hand, has not shown us a true redeemable quality because he's hiding everything. He's hiding who he is. His motives are not good from any aspect that we can tell. But that makes his character arc with Charlie fascinating. Will he come along to Charlie's line of thinking? Or will Charlie kind of question her optimism, question why is she doing this hotel, question everything?
I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over. Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you are lost.
Now, if we were to go more into a little of the pairing side, it's of course the strong, mysterious, dark one with the bubbly, sweet one. That pairing is as old as time, and people enjoy it. Of course, people are going to ship it. It's a common dynamic through literature, movies, everything else. And at this point, we don't even know what the relationship is going to be at that pilot. It was fair enough for people to start like shipping all kinds of things. I mean, I think we had a lot of people ship, I think it's radio dust. And I thought that dynamic was interesting as well. And I liked the art from that. There is quite the tonal shift when it comes to the new series. They even took out the original kind of meeting of Charlie and Alastor, which I think again is integral to the whole point of Hazbin Hotel and the dynamics. However, I thought they might like flashback or do something like that. You know, they didn't. It wasn't there. It's fine. It was fine. And going forward, it's kind of all over the place. One of the major Charlie Alastor moments is the Greatest Dad song where Alastor is like, I'm the better father than Lucifer. And you're suddenly like, oh, does he see himself as Charlie's dad? However, it does sound like he was just throwing that in Lucifer's face to bother him because he has big baggage with the rubber ducky king. It's not until episode 7 that we get some one-on-one interactions between Charlie and Alastor, and they're fantastic. That's actually one of the strongest episodes, I think, in series 1, just because the plot at hand and the pacing. Alastor goes up to Charlie's room when she is down on her luck, being like, oh dear, what's going on? Proceeding to mock her and also try to manipulate her as he has his other motives. Charlie then asks Alastor how he can enjoy all this suffering, and we get a very good character moment when Alastor approaches her almost a little bit with sincerity and says, you never know what's going on behind a smile and how you can utilize it against your enemies and stay in control.
Oh, you never fully dressed without a smile.
He's very much speaking about himself in this moment and is passing it to Charlie, which I found almost, again, I wouldn't say intimate, but it felt like a little bit of information he wouldn't just give to anyone else. He then goes right back to being the eternal 5-year-old deal maker that we know and love.
I know something you don't know.
Then Alastor offers a deal, which I'm actually surprised Charlie took, but there were many reasons for it. She was backed into a corner. She needed that information due to the plot. And it is very juicy. This is like the unsolved mystery that we all want answers to. This is something that we're invested in. It's probably one of the few plot points where I think the whole audience is like, we need to know what's happening between Charlie and Alastor and this deal.
I'll make that deal. How about you bitch? You make that deal?
I make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
After the deal is struck, Alastor offers further assistance, telling Charlie to come with him to Cannibal Town, where they can make a cannibal army, and they go skipping off. The vibes are immaculate. I love the Cannibal Town arc. The design, Rosie is best girl, Susan, we all crave your approval secretly, but that was such a funny joke. Everything about it is great, and it also shows the duality of the Hellverse, where this is probably the nicest place we've ever been, and it's literally Cannibal Town and probably has some of the worst folk in there. I love that. I love that kind of narrative. And again, that ties into the whole theme of Hazbin Hotel, and it directly comes from an Alastor and Charlie scene. Alastor becomes the catalyst to push Charlie forward to take a leadership role. He does admit that he wants to guide her and have influence on her on some level.
Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
Because she is powerful. However, there is that subtext that you kind of are thinking, does he actually care for Charlie on some level? And that's what makes all of this so fascinating. You want to debate it. You want to see if what you see is what you get or if there is more. And how with the lines are said and Alastor's personality, you don't know. He even gives Charlie his microphone, which I think is actually huge. First of all, that's a part of him. That is literally something he totes everywhere. It is his symbol of power, of his character, and he gives it to Charlie so she can make a speech to rouse the Cannibal Town. Now, it could be just to get things done, but it was really cool aspect of the mentorship and maybe even how close these characters have come. We don't know, but it was really fascinating when I watched. I wanted to touch on the interactions between Alastor and Charlie within the canon narrative because the relationship is multifaceted. There's the mentor aspect. There's the possible villain and hero aspect. There's the possible redemption aspect. And there is a layer of respect. One thing I'll point out upon review, both these characters both use smiling to hide their vulnerabilities. While they're fundamentally different, this is where they're actually very much the same. Charlie, especially in the original pilot, has a lot of insecurity. And that's because no one respects her in hell. She is trying to go against impossible feats, and she uses optimism to hide a lot of her flaws and not deal with her problems. Alastor is the master of hiding everything behind a smile. However, later we see him break down. He is having a panic attack because he was ultimately almost defeated by Adam because of a deal he made with someone, we're not sure who, and he wants to be the puppet master. He does not want to be viewed as weak or not in control. And this is, it was so cool. It was such a cool facet, but it shows how more broken he is than he even lets on. And I really can't wait to see that as well. So we have these really thought-provoking and riveting characters that both complement each other, and they are absolute opposites. That means that when they're together, we can get two different viewpoints. One craves power, one doesn't crave power, but they both want to lead in their own way. One believes in redemption, one does not believe in redemption. Who is going to come out on top in that? Is Alastor only interested in Charlie because of his unknown deal, or is there more to it? Charlie and Alastor are both using each other. It's just more so, will something genuine come out of those interactions? Now that we've wrapped up the canon side of Alastor and Charlie's relationship, let's get into the fanon side. It's been 4 years since the original pilot. The audience has had time to sit with these characters and make fan art, fan theories, webcomics, music videos, and a whole fandom based on this wonderful story and its characters. The Alastor and Charlie pairing proved to be one of the most popular in the fandom. There is fan art, there is fan fiction, and actually there is 2 music videos that come out to go over the actual dynamic between the characters. One is by Amma Lee called One Hell of a Team.
If you wanna feel alive, we could surf the world around. There is so much you could make before me. You join me, we make one hell of a team.
The other song is done by Black Griffin, who is the singing voice from the pilot of Alastor, and then Elsie Lovelock, who is the singing voice of Charlie, called Heaven to Hell.
All the way, we may not agree on everything as far as we can tell, but we both want this new venture to do well. So with her passion and this rinky-dink hotel, we might just bring some heaven to hell.
Both of these are wonderful. I highly recommend them. The big question, why ship them? My answer, why not? Shipping is just an appreciation of the works, the characters that fans can take into their own lives and just have fun with it. It is nothing serious. It is nothing deep. It is really just that love that fans want to show in their own way and try different takes, mess around with what's been established in a safe way. Oftentimes, Vaggie is brought into the conversation, and again, its canon is separate from fanon. In canon, Chaggy is the couple. They are adorable. And in my headcanon, I would never ship Alastor and Charlie when Charlie was still with Vaggie. Cheating's bad. That's not going to happen. I will say my only thing is I want Vaggie to have more than just being Charlie's support. The other elephant in the room is that Alastor is an ace in the hole. I can totally understand people's sensitivity to this because many people don't like core characteristics overridden. But the fanon is just the wild west of people having fun trying different scenarios. It's not a dig at the character or trying to destroy something. I would say that Alastor and Charlie could have a very platonic relationship, companionship, friendship in this sense maybe if, Alastor was at his deepest and darkest and all of his sins were laid bare. I just feel like Charlie would be one of the only people that could still accept him. In actual canon, I would say, though, he's either going to be the villain Or maybe find the power of friendship. Like, I don't think Alastor will be in any relationship. And that's the canon. Why I ship these two is, first and foremost, the narrative. It's enthralling, it's entertaining, I want to see what happens next. Also, they look good together. Their outfits are very complimentary. I love the art. Oh my gosh, the art of Hazbin Hotel is so good. Particularly like the Roaring 20s. I love when the fan fiction or art sets place in there because I love the old-timey style. I enjoy the chaos of this duo and how much Alastor supports Charlie in her musical endeavors. Like, this would be a couple that would sing anytime. They are going to Broadway. They're creating their own Broadway. Musically, these two are a match made in hell. Thank you again for watching my first discussion video on my hyperfixation with Charlie and Alastor. Shout out to the Charlie Alastor fans who encouraged me to post this, and also the creators who provided fan art and video. It was so last minute. Thank you so much. We are all on this Hazbin ship together. Dizzy Papa said you can ship anything. Of course, do not go to the voice actors and creator and be like, I want it this way. That's just impolite. Also, don't come at people and be like, your ship sucks, I hate it. Like, if people are getting mad, if they're getting angry and creating like that uncomfortable feeling, ignore them. Just fight the anger with love. Make more art. Make more fan fiction. Flood the tags with positivity. Because at the end of the day, we're all just here to have fun. And I really do want to hear your comments about Charlie and Alastor, about the show, about other ships. Let's just talk about it and let's have a good time. And I hope to see you next time, or stay tuned.